welcome to another live stream watch-along reaction. Tonight we are watching and reacting to Inter Miami CF versus Atlanta United FC in Leagues Cup 2023, Group Stage, South 3. If Miami wins tonight or wins the shootout, Miami will finish top of this group. This is the second match day of the group stage. The next 3 days are match day 2, of course. Then Friday, Saturday, Sunday will be match day, or Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I should say, will be match day 3 of the group stage. A draw clinches at least second place in the group for Miami. With a win or penalty win, they clinch first place. And if they lose, they'll have to wait for results of Cruz Azul versus Atlanta on July 29th. Score predictions. Miami 3-1. Miami 3-1. Because their starting 11s are as follows. In goal for Miami, Drake Callender, the back four. Noah Allen, Kamal Miller, Sergei Kritsov, DeAndre Yedlin, the midfield three, Benjamin Krmashki, Dixon Arroyo, Sergio Busquets, the front three, Robert Taylor, Joseph Martinez, and Lionel Messi. For Atlanta United in goal, Brad Guzan, the back three, Luis Abram, Juan Jose Peralta, Miles Robinson, the midfield four, Brooks Lennon, Santiago Sosa, Mateus Rossetto, Caleb Wiley, the front three, Tyler Wolff, Thiago Almada, and Yorgos Giakoumakis. Miami 3-2. I say 3-1. Who do you think's going to win the Leagues Cup? Depends on what St. Louis does against America. If St. Louis can beat America, they still have a chance to win. If not, well, I don't know. Probably America or Chivas. Probably. If St. Louis can't get out of their group. Thanks to them rotating and losing to Columbus. So they sold out for the America game, and that might not even work, to be honest. How we doing, Mile High? We'll find out, though. Since the Prem's on break, I've been really getting to MLS this summer, as you should. Speaking of, because the game I was planning on doing tonight after this got postponed to Wednesday, I think maybe on Sunday I'll pay everybody back by doing that Chelsea-Fulham game at the end of the Premier League Summer Series. So, there you go. I'll wake up earlier on a Sunday to do that. And I think TFC plays on Sunday too, so you get 2 RSRs, a Chelsea RSR and a live and a Toronto one. So, there you go. No. I'm kind of fine with doing one day, you know. I'll let Soccer Steve handle Wrexham. That's his gimmick. I'll let him handle that. Who's Toronto FC striker after loaning out Io? I kind of have a feeling, since Bernadeschi said he was going to stay, I kind of have a feeling that Malula guy is going to be the striker. That's why he's coming in. Call me crazy, but I think Malula going to be the striker. Since Bernadeschi says he's staying, it all kind of makes sense now. So I think Malula, once he comes in, will be the striker. Right now, DeAndre Kerr, until Malula comes in. But it's sort of a similar profile, sort of. So since Bernadeschi said he's staying, if you read Wake in the Red, he said that in an interview he's staying. So I think it's Malula. But I'd say it's a good loan move for Io. Maybe he gets some confidence. But he's not displacing a Bobasay anyway, so I don't know. Yes. So on Sunday, I think I'm going to do that Chelsea-Fulham game at 1:45 Central. I got time to do both. He said he was. Maybe he was just being diplomatic. But to me, you wouldn't say you're staying if you're not staying. And I mean, I believe him because of how he puts on for Toronto over the past year. I believe him. If he says he's staying, I believe him. In that interview with Sky Sport Italia, I believe him. The way he put it, it's not like he's trying to beat around the bush. I think he's staying. So, Chivas, America, Monterrey, and Tigres are evolution, and the MLS teams are spirit squad. We'll find out. Speaking of, I will do Portland versus Tigres tomorrow night. I have enough time to do that live after doing the TFC RSR, so that'll be good. Yeah, I saw what happened to Jamie Foxx. Sad, to be honest. Maybe it's an Avril Lavigne type situation. You know, they say Avril Lavigne has got a body double, like they replaced her. They cloned her or something, you know. I don't know. If anybody can, it's Hollywood. With that being said, Messi is the player to watch for Miami, and Thiago Almada is the player to watch for Atlanta because, of course, the two Argentinians. I agree. But for me tonight, it's only 90 minutes and a review. So, thanks, Vancouver Airport. Because I would have done Leon versus LA Galaxy, but they pushed it a day later. Is that Diddy? And all this. Busquets is starting. He is starting. At least Votmob said so. I know what Atlas did. They referenced, how do I put this? Well, they didn't well, I guess they did, but they also referenced his Minister of Propaganda, which is really the bigger reference, but whatever. As a history buff, I would like to tell you that technically, yes, but yeah, that was a very much of a. I'm surprised Atlas is still in the competition. You know, like you would think they'd be like, you referenced, you know, you referenced that era of time. You should be out of the competition, especially for a match you won. That was just wild. I haven't seen it, but I do find the movie interesting. I want to see it, whether that's on streaming or actually going to the theater. To me personally, yeah, he's out for 2 more weeks. Yeah, saw that. So, I mean, I will. And it's also that era of time. So it's also World War era to speaking of World War II era, Oppenheimer as well, right? So, yeah. There you go. Here we go. About to start. Yep. So actually, I do find it interesting. I don't know if I'll wait for it to come out on streaming, but I'll see it. Who's winning World War III? There's no World War III yet. But I don't think World War III is really going to be a war, per se. It's going to be one missile going this way, one missile going that way, boom. That's no war. Unless it's a proxy war. But, well. It's either a proxy war, a nuclear war, or what's the word? A internet war, cyber attack. I mean, me too. So it's not going to be an actual war, whether that's guerrilla or on boots on the ground. It's going to be a nuclear war, a cyber war, or a proxy war. I don't see boots on the ground if there's a World War III, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know if it'll be a Shield winning team next year. I don't know. They need to make some more moves. They need to fill it out. Let me see what they do over the offseason. I think we're a bit too early for that. Match will start very soon. Bully will be available tomorrow. Jimmy is questionable. Heard it was a very minor tweak. They could win MLS Cup, though. I don't know about the Shield. I could say MLS Cup pretty easily, but I need to see what they do in the offseason. I mean, or don't get involved. Pozuelo. Pozuelo. I don't have a Messi jersey yet. Or actually, how about you just don't get involved with that area of the world? It's not our job to get involved unless they attack us. Then you can. But then you can get involved, but not until they attack. Leave them alone. Probably like half the problem. It's like half the problem is not leaving them alone. Half the problem is not leaving them alone. But match is about to start. Let's. Oh, that's a bad camera angle. That's okay. Green. Referee's wearing green. Do you think Messi's going to be the MLS top scorer next year? Yeah, probably. Next year? Yeah, probably. I don't think there's a question. Honestly, I could still see Jimmy Char on the bench tomorrow. I definitely say he ain't starting. Yeah, I agree with that. Match about to start here. Miami wearing pink. Atlanta wearing red. Red and black. I guess that's possible. Tata Martino's former club versus current club. Yep. Atlanta wearing red and black. Miami wearing pink. I don't know. That may be a little bit of a clash, but you know what? Fine. Match about to kick off, and we're off. If Miami win or they win the penalty shootout, they top the group. That is the obvious. If they draw, they'll at least finish second. They will move on to the round of 32. If they lose, they have to worry about Sunday. Atlanta versus Cruz Azul. Thoughts on Raul Jimenez switching to Fulham? I don't know if it'll be good enough because Mitrovic, he will not replace Mitrovic's amount of goals. He's not. I think that's a bad move for Fulham, to be honest. They will definitely fall back. Yeah, Raul will score, but Mitrovic was a way better player. Raul Jimenez has lost it, so I don't know. I don't like the move. I think Fulham played themselves. They could have easily picked up a striker who actually could score. But they didn't. 1 minute in, 0-0. So there you go. Why Io to the Quakes? Because he sucks. Cross in. Shot! Goal! Goal! Offside. I'm guessing. Yep, it's offside. No celebration. It's offside for Atlanta, but they almost strike early. Wolff. Tyler Wolff pops it in. This tournament feels rigged in Messi's favor. All the powerhouse teams are on the other side of the bracket. Which means it also could, if Toronto could pull a win out of their ass against them, you know, they could be in Champions Cup. Because isn't it possible that a semifinal could be Miami-Toronto if Toronto somehow got that far? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, and all we have to do is win, and we're in Champions Cup. If we lose, we still have a 50% chance. We have to play somebody worth a damn, though. But the players basically said what I thought. They said this is a new tournament. They believe that they could do something and change the season, change the narrative a little bit. I have a funny feeling that they're right. So, besides, New York and Atlas suck anyway. They'll back up a Bobasay, yeah. So Io basically can't get his confidence back. Where's Jordi Alba? Probably still in Spain. They've confirmed signed him. It's just they haven't confirmed him or presented him yet. Allen. Cross in. Here we go. Messi can't get there. Arroyo. But I mean, Io just sucks anyway, so it'll be interesting to see. Like, I want him to get his confidence back, but sadly enough, he probably won't. Miami playing forward. Kritzhoff. Long ball over the top to Yedlin, and nobody's there. That'll be a goal kick for Guzan. Jordi Alba is about to be in Miami in the next couple of days. Hopefully by the knockout stage, if you're Miami, because I probably need him. They'll probably need him, I would say. Well, Atlanta playing backwards. Ooh. I don't think there's ever been a match in MLS history where a World Cup champion plays another World Cup champion, or that both teams have had a World Cup champion on it. And for certainly reigning, and especially a reigning World Cup champion. Because Almada and Messi, reigning World Cup champions. Almada's captaining, and I think they're both captaining too. So, oh wait, no, Guzan. Yep, my bad. Guzan's captaining Atlanta. My bad. Just woke up from my nap. What did I miss? Atlanta did score an offside goal, but it was offside. But wait, clear it. Kamal or Dixon Arroyo, but it was offside. Yeah, Arroyo. What happened to the score? But basically nothing besides an offside goal from Atlanta. Atlanta had a good early second moment there, but other than that, still starting to settle out. Well, nothing. Well, I mean, offside. It was a warning shot. Do you think they also managed to pull in Luis Suarez? They opened up a DP spot for him. I mean, they should. I mean, why wouldn't they? Playing forward. Like, seriously, Miami's going to get everybody. Like, seriously, they're probably breaking. I think they're breaking the rules. Da rules. They're breaking da rules. They're breaking da rules. What's your thoughts on the comment the BBC reporter made to Morocco? I didn't hear about it, so I have no thoughts. I didn't hear it, so I have no thoughts because I didn't hear it. Goes back to calendar. Almost pulled out the Dak Prescott jersey today. End up going with Lamar instead, but Dak's coming up soon. Nice. Their legal team probably found some loopholes. Well, they've done it before. Honestly, though, I know there's some Mississippi State jerseys with Dak's name on them, actually. You probably should go get one of those. Cross in. Calendar. Oh! Atlanta. Early on, off the post. – Isn't it funny that Miami's already cheated before the cap, and nobody, like barely anybody, is saying that, you know what, Miami's probably breaking the rules with this Messi project, or nobody's going to care, because I guarantee you in the offseason they're going to say, oh, we're taking away, we're going to raise the cap so much, or we're just taking away the cap, we're taking away DPs. We're just going to let this work like a real football club or a real structure. The teams that don't want to do it, they don't do it. They get left behind. Taylor doesn't get there. Ozan kicks it away. Just wait. Like, I guarantee you. Like, I absolutely guarantee you that the DPs, the DP, the TAM, the GAM. Here comes Messi. Messi shot off the post, but the rebound is a goal. Lionel Messi. Goal, Miami. Lionel Messi pots the rebound. It's 1-0. Messi 1-0. Goal. Inter Miami 1-0. Lionel Messi. He ended the last game. He starts this one. Jesus. That's the 9th minute goal. 1-0. 1-0. Lionel Messi. I'm not surprised. What a play. Off the post, and Messi gets there first. Goat things. What the guy said is how that's a question that I don't know. That's not a football question. I mean, that is sort of a question that a journalist for football probably shouldn't ask. That seems a bit of a loaded question. To me, that seems like a loaded question for the Moroccan players from the BBC reporter. That just seems like a loaded question to me. Stick to the football. If it's about the Women's World Cup, stick to the football. If you're asking players questions. Unless they open that line of questioning, but even then, you know, they're not going to open that line of questioning. They want to talk about the football. So, to me personally, I think there was a line crossed there by the reporter, personally. As he should. I agree. To me personally, it's a line that if you're at a football press conference, even the players aren't going to open up that line of questioning. You shouldn't ask about it. Unprompted for sure. I've been watching the tournament. I just haven't covered it because I'm focusing on Leagues Cup. I've been watching the tournament. Just, I think the schedule's better if I cover this, one, and I think Leagues Cup, you know, it has that new car smell, you know? And it's closer to what I normally, and it's more CONCACAF, it's more what I normally cover. It qualifies the Champions Cup. To me personally, you know, it's a couple of things. It's the schedule. It's Leagues Cup pretty much is what it is. Inter Messi is my favorite team. First World Cup for the Philippines. They got their first win in their history, upsetting host New Zealand. Yeah, but that header was ugly. That header was an ugly goal. Like, good for the Philippines. Good for the Filipina team. But that header was ugly. That's not a good goal. It's a great moment, but it's not a good goal. As in, People are saying, oh, it's a golazo. I'm like, the header was right at the goalie's hands. And you're telling me that's a good goal? It was right at their hands, point blank, period. Like from like 2 feet out. That should be saved. Great moment, ugly goal. That's like 5 goalie. There's more than 5. There was like 7 or 8 goalie mistakes in this tournament so far. Like, seriously, it's absolutely mind-boggling. Like, there's been so many goalie mistakes in the Women's World Cup this year. It's crazy. Joseph Martinez, shot over the bar over Ozan. More of a fumble for the New Zealand goalkeeper. Exactly. Oh, I'd say it was a fumble. Off the hands, point blank. Yeah, fumble. You're telling me. I think Alex Bono could have saved that. Put him in that position. Joseph getting a goal against Atlanta's destiny. I think he will. Still 1-0 Miami. 1-0, 13th minute. Messi with a rebound. Started off. But Miami's sort of starting to get in that groove that they'll dominate this game now. It's crazy to see Kromashki and Messi play on the same team, though. As in, they're playing together because, of course, they subbed him off last game. Playing back. And speaking of Miami, in the last game, Ian Fry was an ACL tear. You could tell, but it's a confirmed ACL tear. 3rd ACL tear in the past 3 years for him. Man, that hurts. Like, that just hurts to see. But it was nice to see Messi show love to Ian Fry and actually know his injury history and say pretty much to the effect of, it's got to be hard going through one after the other, sending love to him pretty much. And then held up his jersey in the post-game picture. So the fact that Messi knows, like, he cares. He knows about his teammate. Like, Messi is just that dude. He already knows about his teammates. But it's sad to see, like, you could tell Ian Fry was ACLs. As soon as you saw the replay and the whole incident, you could tell. It's just sad. I hope he makes it back. Like, I hope he can make it back, have one more chance at a football career. But if not, hopefully it doesn't hurt him down the road. My day's been good. South Korean goalie. Holy moly, that was bad. Great shot, but it soared in the middle. Goalie should have saved that, even though the shot had tons of power. I agree with that. Should be. Yep. I mean, hell, I almost, when Fry went down, I'm not going to lie, I'm not even a Miami fan. I almost cried. Like, I was tearing up. Like, I'm surprised I didn't cry on camera. Like, I felt that bad for him. Like, if you were here for the Cruz Azul game, y'all know I was about to tear up on camera. I felt bad for him. Like, you could tell, I think. Miami playing forward the 16th minute. Robert Taylor plays it in. Oh, I thought that was going straight to Joseph. Kromashki, almost. Like, I feel like, though, Messi's going to get Kromashki to play for Argentina. Call me crazy, but I feel like Kromashki won't play for the USA because of Messi. Just a hunch. Just a hunch. Playing forward, right back to Miles Robinson. Because Kromashki could play for the USA, but I don't think so. I think Messi will get him to play for Argentina. Just a hunch. 17th minute, 1-0. 1-0. Atlanta playing forward. Here's a chance. Lennon cross in. Nobody there. That's a goal kick for Callender. And DJ College is looking at his phone. Oh, that's a bad giveaway. Ooh. Yakamakis doesn't get there, though. Calendar plays it to Kamal Miller. Allen. Is he good enough to play for Argentina? Kromashki, yes. At least the way the talent they say he has. He's played well for Miami. Probably one of their bright spots this year before Messi. Yeah, I'd say he's probably good enough. If Messi vouches for him, they're going to listen. And they're playing together. And I bet Kromashki's going to love playing with Messi so much that he probably want to play for him his whole time, the whole season. I mean, totally seems to me. How we doing, Rebel Insider? Messi doing Messi things. That's what he does. 18th minute. I don't know about you, but I kind of feel like Atlanta screwed up by getting rid of Almada. Or not Almada, Ibarra. Oh, they'll screw up when they get rid of Almada. But I feel like Ibarra, I feel like them letting Ibarra go to Toronto, that was a bad mistake for them, not us. Playing forward. Ooh. Doesn't get to Robert Taylor. Allen. Busquets. Kromashki. I can't believe Phil Neville quit a head coaching job to be an assistant coach. He didn't quit. He got sacked. And then he went to Canada. Almost gets it through to Joseph, but it gets to the back line of Atlanta first. Playing forward, Kromashki. Messi. Plays on to Robert Taylor. Messi. Joseph. Messi. Shot right to Guzan. Maybe Andrew Gutman, too. That's not really a mistake like Ibarra was. Like, Ibarra was probably Atlanta's second or third best player. I knew they had to get rid of him because of the U22 initiative, but because he's the only one who actually is worth any money. Or worth a damn. So they had to get rid of him. But to Toronto, well, they probably did that because we're bottom of the league. But you know what? Still in it for Leagues Cup, though. Gutman, to me, is just a MLS-level defender. That's all he is to me. But he did score against Nashville, so. True. 1-0, 20th minute. He did score against Nashville, though. Punched away by Calendar. Say Miami's been the better team, but Atlanta's had their moments. And Drake Calendar standing on his head again. Just like he did against Cruz Azul, Drake Calendar standing on his head again. And they gave it to Santiago Sosa. That's not good. But Miami gets there before Wiley does. Good, good, good. Rapids fans were happy when they got Gutman. I don't blame them. Fair. When Joseph was in his prime, it seemed like he was unstoppable in the box. Well, that's what ACL injuries do to you. They slow you down. Part of it is probably because he didn't want to play for Atlanta ever again, but NYCFC signed Gabriel Pereira's replacement, Julian Fernandez from Velez Sarsfield. Feel word Gabriel Pereira is gone, but happy to get his replacement. He might never get called up again if he doesn't hit the level to play for them. That Romero kid at AC Milan looks ahead of him, too. Playing forward. Ooh. Cross in. Robert Taylor crosses in. Messi! Messi with a second. Goal! 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 Goal de Messi! Goal de Miami! Messi with a brace. 3 goals in 2 games. Lionel Messi. Again in the 22nd minute. Wow. 2-0. Atlanta's getting done in by Messi. Wow. Robert Taylor goes back to Messi, open to the far post, and all he has to do is pop it in. Maybe. It's like playing with children for Messi. I mean, if he was playing on a kindergarten pitch, he probably played more, or probably scored more, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, Messi's just too good, isn't he? He's just too good. Yeah, what part of the game is this? Yeah, what part of the game is this? Messi's off to a fluke start till he plays a top Mexican team. You think they're good enough to stop him? Yeah. But yeah, no, Messi's going to score against the Mexican team. He's going to score against America Tigres. If he didn't, I'd be surprised. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Supporters showing love to Ian Frey. Multiple signs. Nice. Here's Johnny. Or preferably, here's Messi. If you'd never watched The Shining, Messi might as well go to CCL. Oh, no, they'll find a way to get him in there next year. Oh, they'll find a way. Are you going to watch the Chivas game? If I don't go to the St. Louis America game, I'll be live for Chivas versus Cincinnati, and I'll cover that. If I go to St. Louis versus America, I won't be able to cover it. Hell, I won't even be live for St. Louis America if I go, but I'll definitely review it. But if I'm here and I'm not at City Park, yeah, I'll cover the Chivas game live against Cincinnati, and then I'll cover St. Louis America. I'm just waiting for the word. I'll probably make the streams tomorrow for those two anyway. If it's a last minute thing, it gets brought down at the last minute. Super last minute thing. Well, there you go. Do you watch track and field events during the Olympics? Yes. Yes, I do. Sometimes I'll watch track and field championships too. Like the Worlds or whatever. Which League's Cup's way better? Well, if you're talking about this or the Superliga, this is better. I still like CONCACAF Champions Cup better, but still. League's Cup is pretty fun, though. I say Messi free kick winner. It's 2-0 already. Miles Robinson's stock as a USMNT center back is falling because he almost single-handedly made the U.S. lose to Canada. And thanks Scott. He should thank his lucky star, Scott Kennedy, did what he did. Why don't Atlanta do like every Ligue 1 club, just make Messi useless? People in the Macwell group hating on Messi right now. They're tired of hearing his name. So they've been hating on him for 15 years now. 20 years now, right? Like, seriously, they've been hating on him for 15, 20 years now then, because ever since Messi broke in, I've heard his name. Even when I really didn't care about European football, I still heard Messi's name and Cristiano's. It was MLS first for me. But still, as much as I love Messi, Messi's going to get bodied by Chivas in the final. What, Eric Gutierrez is going to body Messi? Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, he does look promising now, don't he? Thiago Almada. Let's see if he gets his back while he can't get it through Calendar with a save. True. And that's where all decorum went out the window. All decorum went out the window when it became a CCL or CONCA Champions qualifier. That's why it's crazy. It went out the window. All the decorum. 28th minute. But seriously, if you're tired of hearing Messi's name, you've been hating on him for 20 years then. I mean, like, seriously, has anybody ever not said his name? Like, has he ever not been in the zeitgeist in his career? Cross in. Robert Taylor crosses in. Kromashki blocked. Saved by Ozan. Like, seriously, though. Has Messi ever not been in the zeitgeist when he's playing in his whole playing career? He always gets brought up, even when he's not playing. Like, ever since he came in the doors. So, I don't know. Makes no sense to me. I love that word, zeitgeist. It is a nice word. I do like it, yes. Atlanta wants to go home already. Oh, they'll still beat Cruz Azul, though. So, no, they won't go home. They may lose here. They may get their butt blasted here. But they're still going to beat Cruz Azul, though. There's no way they don't. Exactly. If you dislike Messi, I don't think football's for you. When I stopped drinking the Kool-Aid, I started liking Messi. I still like Cristiano. I still am more of a Cristiano guy, but I respect them both. That's what I mean by stop drinking the Kool-Aid. Besides, when I was like, Pozuelo's better than Messi, that was sort of like, I'm just being a hipster. Because Pozuelo's the same type of player, just an Aldi version. I'm just being a hipster, so I'm sort of admitting my like for Messi without admitting it, you know? That's sort of what that was, if we're being completely honest. The Pozuelo better than Messi thing and all that. That was pretty much just me being like, yeah, Pozuelo plays for us, but he's very similar to Messi, and this is a way for me to admit I like watching Messi play without saying I like Messi. That was when I was still drinking the Cristiano Kool-Aid. That's pretty much all that was. Did I believe that bullshit? Not really. Joseph Martinez doesn't get there first. So there you go. Busquets ain't done much. I agree with that. My dad did. I didn't. I don't hate him. I just don't like him. Fair. How many more years do we have of Insigne? I don't think he's it. Would rather bring in a promising European than a mostly injured European. I'd say one more at best. If he balls out, he either stays or goes to Saudi. If he's hurt, he takes the payday. Because Saudi can pay him more than Toronto does. Or South American for that matter. I agree. Yeah. I agree with it. Last comment about Outlaw's tweets. They were off the mark. That was a completely unhinged thing to say, referencing what they referenced, referencing that quote from the Minister of Propaganda. That was unhinged, mind you. And they won that game. He was still onside. But unhinged. Unhinged. So, odd loss, whoever wrote that tweet was unhinged. Some OGs rave about Cruyff and Baresi and Lothar Matthäus. We never saw them play. Exactly. I've only seen highlights, but Rio probably did. Exactly. Exactly. I'm sure Fresh did. I'm not so sure about Myron, but I'm sure Fresh has. I'm very sure Fresh has. I don't think Myron has, but Fresh, yes. Nobody can. Everybody can see him as a cornball. Everybody sees that man as a cornball. So. How we doing, Mile High? You see how CONCACAF did Leon? Yeah, they got stuck at the Vancouver airport. Yeah, I don't know if that's CONCACAF's fault, but yeah, they got stuck at the Vancouver airport. They got their game pushed to tomorrow. Atlanta playing like NPCs. I'm not going to do the NPC reference. No. Seriously, how are people on these TikTok lives when people are acting like NPCs? Why are people funding this? People do it because people fund it. What's so interesting about that? Seriously. It's only funny if somebody's ironically doing it. Because I've seen some people ironically do it for like a bit. Just ironically. That's funny. But actually acting like an NPC? Seriously, though. What? At least Cruz Azul put up a fight. You know what? Cruz Azul might just beat Atlanta. You might be right. Exactly. Exactly. I agree with what Chiseled said because he was talking about it a week ago or something. Saved by Ozan. Messi almost had a hat trick, but he was offside. He was right, though. I hope Toronto beats the hell out of Rotloss if they don't get pulled out of the competition. By pulled out, I mean Rotloss. But I hope Toronto just rips them to shreds. We need to do the right thing. Rip them to shreds. Rip them to ever-loving shreds. What I think should happen is Rotloss should be pulled from the competition. They need to be pulled from the competition, and Toronto and New York should go through automatically. Whoever said that on Morning Footy, I agree with. I think it was Susanna that said that Rotloss should be pulled. I agree. 36 minutes, 2-0, 2-0. MLS needs to win Leagues Cup. It was made for MLS teams. So you're complaining about not being on form. How does it feel? How does it feel for the shoe to be on the other foot? So now you're using the it's preseason excuse. Yeah, how does it feel to have the shoe on the other foot? I don't like the it's preseason excuse, but how does it feel to be on the shoe on the other foot? No, the refs. If you've noticed, there's no Mexican or pro refs in this tournament. So, and besides, New York just got screwed. What are you talking about? Next MLS match will be against Charlotte for Miami. Of course, right now they're going through automatically. We know they'll be through to the round of 32, but we still don't know who they play. Well, we know the outline, but still, we don't know who's that spot's going to go to. I mean, New York just got screwed. What do you mean? And if Rotloss thinks I'm lying, I'm gonna keep lying about that offside. But guess what? It isn't a lie. That was onside. Red Robin's actually a pretty good restaurant, though. But if Rotloss thinks I'm lying, I guess I'll keep lying then, you know? Because that was onside. I still saw no offside. Oh, and by the way, they still paid the refs, like always. If I'm lying, I'm dying. And I'm still alive, so I ain't lying. Take that, Rotloss, you ref-paying bastards. Whiskey River Barbecue Burger is great at Red Robin. Hopefully one day Canada gets a Red Robin. Probably that and money, to be honest. Almada almost. .38th minute. But what we all know, I think everybody sees now why we call Otlos Rotloss. I think everybody sees it now. They pay the refs. Gonna have to root for the GOAT in this tournament because Seattle decided to let themselves get bent over. Who knows? Maybe they'll beat Monterey. It's going to be 10 times worse than what happened in New York. I'll give you that much, which seems unlikely. Yeah, I agree with that. But everybody knows why Rotloss is called Rotloss now. Because they're a bunch of rats. Because they're a bunch of rats. Ref paying, brown shirt sympathizing rats. I agree with that. Rotloss, Rotloss, Rotloss. They have a location in BC. Well, if I was ever in Vancouver, I would definitely... Well, it's probably more like a Kelowna, right? I would love to see Toronto win tomorrow just to see a reaction. I'd be happy. And that basically means we go through because all we need is 2 points against New York and we're through to the next round. So if we win the shootout or win outright, we're through. No matter what happens against Rotloss. But actually, I like our chances better against them. We might win the group if we win tomorrow. Jeez. Love it. 41st minute. Almada plays on, but Miller gets to clear. No problem. 3 penalties for Rotloss against Toronto. That would be amazing. And you know what also would be amazing? Sean Johnson saves them all. Ball don't lie. We know he could save penalties. We've seen it before. Exactly. 41st minute. Lol. What was that? Plays it straight to Sosa with 4 minutes to go. That's cool. Hope they have fun. That's my thoughts. Cross in, Lennon. Save, Buck Calendar. A lot of Euro snobs are downplaying MLS as a bad league for letting Messi score. So I guess La Liga's a bad league too, right? So I guess La Liga's a bad league. So I guess Ligue 1 is a bad league. It is a bad league, but still. I guess the World Cup's a bad league. Messi has scored 800 goals club and country. You're telling me that every league he's scored in is a bad league. You don't just score 800 goals. You don't just walk out of bed and score 800 goals. Unless you're Erling Haaland, then I guess so. But Messi, though, he's had to work for them things. Besides, he's a center attacking mid. He's on the wing. He's not a striker. And he still scored 800. Somewhere around there. Either way, I think. Point being is it's tough enough to score 1, 10, 15. You're telling me every league that he's played for is shit then? You want me to go down the list? Kromashki. And that's not counting goals from the youth levels either. So he's probably scored more like 1,000. You're telling me? Leagues Cup? Shit. The UEFA Champions League? Shit. Let's put it like this. He had a 52-goal season in La Liga. 3 for Inter Miami. Messi, please tell me it's a Messi hat trick or Joseph. Messi plays on Kromashki. Kromashki, Robert Taylor. Shot goal! Robert Taylor scores for Miami. 3-0. 3-0 before the half. Yeah, this game's over. So does Messi even play the second half? Is the question. I don't know. 3-0 Miami. 3-0. Robert Taylor scores. What a banger, though. What a banger. Boom. Brad Guzan is washed. Brad Guzan is washed up. Brad Guzan is washed up. He's been washed up for like 2 years, but okay. Boom. And he broke the bottom of the net. That's how hard that was. '45th minute. Isn't Guzan like 45 years old? He's close. He's close. Messi is now 9.1 rating on SofaScore. Taylor knows how to score golazos. 1 minute of stoppage time. I don't even know if Messi is going to play the second half. Thoughts on Cody Rhodes' evolution? Thanks for the $2 super chat. If you're talking about his character evolution, you know what? I respect it. Going from legacy to dashing Cody Rhodes, grotesque Cody Rhodes, to mustache Cody Rhodes, the Rhodes Scholars, Stardust, to the indie dude, the EVP of AEW, the American Nightmare. He's done a pretty good job of growing his career and making a name for himself when they didn't really want to make a name for him. He's done what he's had to do. I respect it. Besides, the possessed Cody Rhodes on Being the Elite was hilarious. That popped me. But with that being said, it's halftime. 3-0 Miami. They really don't need Messi to play the second half, but we'll see if he does. 3-0, 3-0 Miami. Three 0. Probably. Messi is saving Tata's career. I don't care. Messi is saving Tata's career. Oh, God. Not another Brock title match. Jesus Lord. Messi in the 8th and 22nd minute. Robert Taylor in the 44th. Miami leads 3-0. And they got another 45 minutes to go. And they've probably got this game wrapped up anyway. But let's see if they let's see if any crazy stuff happens. Oh, nice 4-4 Tunes reference. Messi-gician. Nice 4-4 Tunes reference. So as it stands, if Atlanta United lose this game when they play Cruz Azul, if Atlanta draws, they have to win the shootout. Atlanta has to win the penalty shootout or win outright against Cruz Azul to go through this group, which they could. But with that being said, we'll take a short break at the half, talk about the stats, get this one going. We'll move on and talk about the half and talk about the next 45. Is Miami that good or is Atlanta just trash? Atlanta's actually been somewhat good this year. They've actually been somewhat good. So Miami's just playing a way better game. Messi is just showing levels. That's what I think this is. Miami's going to somehow make the playoffs and just be way too hot. They're going to win MLS Cup from like 8th seed, right? Probably. And they're going to win Leagues Cup too. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Well, with that being said, we'll take a short break, talk about the stats. Sit tight, we'll be back. 3-0 Miami. Tres a 0. We're back for the stats at the half. Hector Herrera starting against Santos Laguna. Santos wins in 90. Houston beats Santos 3-0. I say Houston's going to win, though, but I agree. It's on paper, but I like Houston. This is what they're doing this year. Stats at the half. 62% possession to 38% possession. 7 shots to 3. 308 accurate passes, 91% to 167. 3 fouls to 3. 2 offside to 2. 0 corner to 4. 7 shots to 3. 4 shots on goal to 1. 337 passes to 191. 91% pass accuracy to 87% pass accuracy. 3 throws to 4. 0 yellow cards to 0. 0 red cards to 0. 3-0 Miami at the half. Messi with 2. Robert Taylor with 1. And Robert Taylor got an assist, too, on Messi's second goal. Benjamin Kromashki got an assist. Miami's just dominating this game. Messi and Miami are just dominating this game. Atlanta doesn't look like they have an answer. They don't look like they have any answers. They look like they're getting owned. Just owned throughout the first 45. Like, Messi is just doing the job that he needs to do. This is a crazy performance from Miami. This is probably the best Miami's looked all year, which that's what they're supposed to. But Miami is just absolutely dominating. They're absolutely dominating. 6 minutes to go until the second half starts. But seriously, Miami, I hope Messi gets a hat trick. 4 goals in 2 games. Damn, I hope he gets a hat trick if he plays any longer. Who knows? He may not even play the second half. He's done his job. Atlanta's not coming back. Even if Miami were to take off Busquets, Messi, Martinez, and do what they did in the first half of Cruz Azul, they're not allowing 3 goals. There's no way. They may allow 1. I said 3-1, but even if they kept them on. But 3 goals? I agree with that. Prediction on Necaxa versus FC Dallas and Mazatlan Juarez. Dallas beats Necaxa 2-0, and Mazatlan beats No, I can't go that far. Juarez beats Mazatlan 2-1, but Mazatlan gives a fight. But Juarez is going to beat Mazatlan unless playing in Austin Stadium makes Mazatlan just kick on anyway. So. But that was just because Austin embarrasses themselves internationally. I will never predict Austin. I don't care how good they're doing. You know what? I can see it. Yeah, I see it. Kalen Kyle, remind you. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, I see it. It's like, don't predict against Messi this year. I'm not. If they make the playoffs, I might just have Miami winning the whole damn thing. Because they'll do what I want Toronto to do. Because Miami's going to do what I want Toronto to do. It's like, yeah, you had the idea, but it was the wrong team. She did, yep. Honestly, when Austin qualified to CCL or Conca champions, don't even predict them to go far. Hope they get Comunicaciones so they can kick their ass. Saprissa would beat Austin, that's for sure. They better hope they're in Austin's group. Austin sucks internationally. Maybe just in cup competitions. Yeah. Speaking of, well, I wouldn't say TikTok, but, they've shown Boondocks clips on TikTok. Like, anybody seen, like, that portable pot, like that lazy pot noodle or whatever on TikTok? Like, the person who, like, cooks stuff in their dorm with, like, that plug-in pot. Probably thinking about this because I was going to make ramen tonight, but you know what? I wish I had one of those. One of those like plug-in pods that like they show on TikTok. I think it's big enough to make ramen the way I make it. Like two blocks, eggs, 3 eggs. It's probably big enough to do that. Shit, if I could do that in here, that'd be cool. Like the account is like at Lazy Pot Noodle or something, but it's like one of those like electrical. You plug it in and it cooks. If I could do that, hell. Instead of going up to the kitchen at like freaking 12:30. Well, not tonight because I'm only doing one game, but in general, I'll be like, I can just pick up my stuff, put it on a plate, put it on one of those like, well, probably wouldn't cook it over there. I could like bring over like a, whatever it's called, a TV tray, and then just make it over there and then pour it in a bowl and take it over there. Like, seriously though. And that'd be like, what, 12:30, 1 o'clock? I don't have to go to the kitchen. What's your favorite brand of ramen noodles? Maruchan, beef. Maruchan, beef. Beef flavor. Maruchan, beef. Maybe I'll eat chicken if I can't find beef, but that's very rare. That's very rare. And honestly, it's normally the packets. I mean, sometimes, you know, true. And sometimes I do like the little cups. Sometimes, like the instant cups. That's very rare, too. Like, it's normally just the packets. Like, two blocks of it. If I don't have any extra beef broth, I'll take a third packet and take the seasoning out of it and pour like 3 seasonings in there, which is what I'm going to do tonight because I don't have any beef broth or ramen broth. Either way, like, here's what I do. That's interesting. Like, here's what I do, right? So I take the pot, I put the water in there. If I have, or half it will water. If I have any extra broth, whether that's ramen broth or beef broth, chicken broth, not really. I tried it once, but still. Extra beef broth, like Swanson, or ramen broth, pour half of that in. If I don't, I'll take 3 ramen packs, which I think that's actually smart because there's that one extra one. But so I take 3 packs. I take the seasoning out of all 3. I only make 2 blocks if I don't have any extra broth. Pour the 3 packs of seasoning in there. Salt, pepper, let it boil. Drop the noodles in there. Break up the noodles. Break 3 eggs in there. Let the eggs poach, and then there you go for about 2 or 3 minutes. Or 4. Mosquera and Hernandez coming on for Atlanta. Pretty much what I do. I used to boil the noodles in the water, but it actually tastes better if you boil the water and put in the seasonings and stuff in the water, then drop the noodles. It soaks better and quickly breaks up. Saves a bit of time. You know if the U.S. Open Cup semifinals will be free? Yeah, they'll be on Golazo Network. They'll be free. So, yes, they'll be free. They'll be on Golazo Network. Pueblo was up a man, and they still got their ass kicked. That was crazy. Oh, and by the way, speaking of, Stephen Caldwell was on the call for that game. That was awesome. I agree. Houston versus Santos Laguna started. But it's funny, speaking of ramen, the only time I like runny eggs is in a ramen, you know. Is in ramen, like poached runny eggs. Like I want them somewhat runny. But like if I'm like frying an egg, I want eggs over hard or whatever. It's weird. And Atlanta kicks off the second half. I'm craving a grilled cheese. That actually does sound pretty good. I'd rather it be a panini, but still. You actually could do that in one of those lazy pots too. And if you were traveling a lot too, if you have one of those lazy pots, you could take that lazy pot with you while you're traveling. And if you're not in a place that has one of those eyes, or if it's a smaller room, like a motel, not a Motel 6, I wouldn't go to a Motel 6, but like Holiday Inn Express, and you have a table, but you don't have like the the eye or the pots, or it's not an extended stay. Well, there you go. Mascara for Wolff. I just thought of that too. That's just the wrestling part of my brain talking though. I've had miso soup before, yes. Especially at teppanyaki restaurants. Speaking of Leagues Cup, the public game on SofaScore ended 5:45 a.m. GMT, and people posted scores and app didn't notice it ended. That sounds pretty good. Yes, you can. Sounds about like the way to do it. Kremashki playing forward. Kremashki loses the ball. Does a grilled cheese match go to ramen? I never thought of that, but I don't know. I never thought of that, but say Baguzan. They don't call it the grilled cheese express. They call it the ramen noodle express. Where's a piece of paper? Apparently score apps aren't always accurate. I think I have it there. There we go. They don't call it the grilled cheese express. They call it the ramen noodle express. Paper pop. Paper pop. Would you dip a hot dog bun in ramen? No. Hell, I barely eat buns anyway. I barely, I sometimes eat hamburgers on buns. I sometimes eat hot dogs on buns. Really though, if it's a bratwurst, I'll just eat the bratwurst itself. Sometimes there's hamburger steaks or just homemade hamburgers. I eat the patty itself. You know, it is what it is. I think the only time I eat a bun is, well, when it comes to a hamburger, is actually at a restaurant. At home. And then hot dog, well, I think I eat hot dog franks in buns always, but if it's a bratwurst or something, I'll just eat that straight up. I did that like a week ago. 49th minute. I didn't say I put a cheese slice in there. Like somebody was asking, make a grilled cheese and eat it with ramen. I mean, people eat one with tomato soup. I'm not a fan of tomato soup. So, I mean, if it's a struggle meal, it's a struggle meal, right? 49th minute, playing forward, and Atlanta looks like they were almost in trouble. Oh, it felt like I was eating yellow plastic. Yeah, I would not put cheese in ramen. That's not something I would do, whether it's shredded or a slice. That's not something I would do. Now, though, it tastes like a struggle meal. I don't really like tomato soup, no. I don't. That sounds awesome. If I'm ever in New York, you better I'm guessing it's in New York, you know. You better put me on, you know. Tell me where it is. You better put me on. Has a paper pop ended with a rip? No. What soup's good to you? I like cream of mushroom soup. I like chicken noodle soup. Gravies aren't soups. I like chowder sometimes. I mean, ramen is a soup. Here's Atlanta. Yakima is cleared. I mean, ramen is a soup, so we're already there. Ramen, of course. I like miso soup sometimes. A chicken noodle soup. Cream of mushroom soup, or at least things with cream of mushroom soup. Like I like hamburger gravy with rice. I like chicken, cream of mushroom chicken, so on and so forth. Broccoli and cheddar soup. I think we've used it before for some things. So what do you call it? It has a broth. If it has a broth, it's a soup. I don't know what It's a pasta with a broth. It's a soup. See, that's what happens when this game is 3-0 and it's pretty much over anyway. What if Houston faces Primaribe, Darwin, Quintero version of Santos? That can't happen. They don't play there no more. That can't happen. They don't play there no more. Danuma Japanese cuisine, it's called. Nice. If I'm in the Bronx, I'll be there. Oh, Martinez almost was on that ball openly. Jesus, Lord. Atlanta's going to get ripped apart. I think they allow another goal or two, to be honest. If they keep everybody on, I think they're almost finished. Yeah, Atlanta's going to have to win outright against Cruz Azul. They're going to have to. Because if they don't, they ain't getting out of the group. Or win the penalty shootout, I should say. They have to win in some way, shape, or form. Worst game containing an MLS team. No, Austin versus Mazatlan was worse. If we're talking about this tournament. If we're talking about any game, Toronto FC 7-1 versus DC United, Toronto FC 5-0 against Red Bulls, Toronto FC 5-0 against Philadelphia Union. I could go on. 4 for Miami. Already? Jesus Lord. Messi! He's all alone. He's all alone. He's all alone. And got a Messi. He plays it on. Chance. Shot. Goal. Goal. Robert Taylor does it again. It's 4-0. Besides, the only Miami players to score in this tournament have been Robert Taylor and Lionel Messi. Messi with 3, Robert with 2. 4-0. It's a Robert Taylor and Messi show, legitimately. In the 54th minute, 10 minutes after halftime. Yeah, pretty much. 4-0. So 2 hat tricks. You know what? Why not? Why not? I want to see one of them get it. Why not both? And then Joseph finishes it off for 7. Off the post and in for Robert Taylor. Jesus Lord. Off the post and in. Brad Guzan is washed. Robert Taylor scores. Yep. 55th minute. This game is over. Messi scored 2. Robert Taylor has scored 2. Messi's gotten 2 assists. Well, he's got 1 assist. Messi's got an assist and 2 goals. Yeah, Robert Taylor scored, not Noah Allen. What? But Messi with 2 assists. Messi assists Taylor. Messi with 2 goals. Yeah, man of the match is Lionel Messi. There's no question. What's the score? 4-0. Brad Guzan should go to USL along with Josie Altidore. Did Josie go to USL? Huh. Well, if he went to Louisville, that would... you know what? I would. Forget customizing it for me. Personally, I'll customize that Louisville jersey to say Josie Altidore. Hold on, I need to find out. I didn't hear anything about it. That would have probably been something big. Josie Altidore. No, they bought out his contract. It's been a month. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's get this one going. How would you feel if Josie returned to Toronto? No, he shouldn't. He shouldn't return to Toronto because it would be the same problem we have already. "57th minute. So I don't want Josie to return to Toronto. I thank him for what he's done, but there's a reason they let him go, and he's not better than what he was when he was let go. So, I mean, I hope he doesn't come back. That's the same problem we've been dealing with for this year. He's no better than Diamande. He's no better than Io. He's no better than Peruzza. He's no better than Sapong. He's definitely not better than DeAndre Kerr. Maybe if we could get him just standing in the box and he gets balls played into him by Insigne and Bernadeschi, maybe that helps. He ain't going to be able to run, though. I can tell you that much. Houston 1-0. There we go. 58th minute. I did say Orlando and Houston would come out of that group. But it's the same problems. How would you feel if TFC directors rehire Bacala after doing an expansive search? You know what? No, I'm not even going to joke about that. I'll still be a TFC fan, but I'm going to very much be angry about it. Like, if there's anything that would make me be like, you know what, maybe I should pull an Isaiah and just root for St. Louis and Miami, it would be that. Let's put it like that. If there was anything that would make me pull an Isaiah and root for St. Louis and Miami instead of Toronto, it would be them rehiring Bob Bradley. It would make me at least think about it. Let's put it like that. I wouldn't do it. I would still root for Toronto first. But I would definitely consider if they rehired Bradley saying, you know what? Pulling an Isaiah. I'd consider it if they did that. I wouldn't do it, but I'd consider it. That would just tell you how pissed off I am if they were to do that. So, I didn't say I would. I'm just saying it'd be a consideration. If they were to bring that. They're not smart, so the only person I'd want hired back who used to be the manager is Greg Vanney. Well, okay, no, Javier Perez. If it ain't Javier, if they rehire Javier or Vanney, I'm fine with it. If they hire Fraser as the manager, If they hire Fraser as the manager and bring him back in that capacity, I'm fine with it. But if it's Armas or Bacala, well, it wouldn't be shocking. But I didn't say I would, but I'd consider it. And I don't know how serious of a consideration it would be, but I don't know. But the fact that would even be a consideration just shows you how bad things really are. I don't think they would rehire Bradley, and I honestly don't think they'd rehire Armas. But if they did that, I'd give Armas a chance. You know what? If they rehired Armas, I would give him a chance. Because I did watch the Leon tie again a couple of weeks ago. And you know what? Because for some reason I wanted to actually go down memory lane and watch some that was better, which ironically that was. The team is more set up to how Armas would want it, you know? Maybe he got screwed over, you know? Maybe he sort of got screwed over by how they really didn't make any moves and didn't really help him. I consider giving him a chance, a second chance. I wouldn't say, hey, this is great, but I'd be like, you know what? This is more like what he would need than what it was 2 years ago. Let's see what happens. There were good moments at the start. Maybe this is salvageable. But Bradley, no. No way. But if it was Vanny, I'd be happy if he came back. If it was Javier Perez, I'd be over the moon. I think Javier got railroaded. For Bradley. Javier Perez is a genius. I miss that dude. He's a genius. I don't care what you say. The best football that TFC played since 2020 was under Javier Perez. It wasn't under Bradley. It certainly wasn't under Armas. The best era of football that TFC had over the past 3 years was under Javier Perez. Seriously. So, Messi's created quite the chemistry with all his teammates. Kromashki and him play seamlessly together. Joseph and Taylor play good with him, and Busquets is a given. This is true. And you need Jordi Alba, too. I would love if Toronto stole Larcamon. I think that'd be genius. You know? I think that would be genius. I mean, you do have Schaffelberg. Kamal Miller doing big things. Of course he is. I mean, you do have Schaffelberg. So. 64th minute. So. Again, the way I see it, if they rehired Vanny or Perez, which is kind of what it sounds like is happening from the inside, it sounds like Dunfield is the full season, the rest of the season, and they're waiting for Vanny to get sacked. That's what it sounds like. And if not, it does sort of sound like a guy like Perez would be on the list. That's what it sounded like to me. So I'm fine with that. If Vanny was to get sacked and he came back home, I'm fine with that. If it was Perez instead of Vanny, if Vanny weren't going to get sacked, I'm fine with that. Well, that was months ago. Messi's a player that makes everyone around him play good. I agree with that. Kamal Miller has been going forward quite a bit tonight, and Yedlin has been getting to play like a winger because they can actually play. Yakamakis for Miguel Berry and Ozzy Alonso for Mateus Rossetto. I'm guessing. Playing forward, Miami with 4-0. Messi still ain't off, but it looks to me like he's got to be next. Arroyo stand back more has helped Miami tactically succeed. I was most worried about Yedlin's side, but it's not bad at all. I agree with that. Now, if they could just get Gregory back, oh boy. Gregory playing for Miami with Messi, oh my God, like that. If this was already what you're getting, you throw in Gregory, oh. I mean, he was great with Pozuelo. Like, we've sort of seen it. If we're being honest, we've sort of seen that dynamic play out. again, with Pozuelo, you've sort of seen that dynamic play out. Now, probably thought that's a better manager than Phil Neville. It's not hard to do, but you've sort of seen that dynamic play out. So if it was anything more like, oh, no. That's probably the worst. Besides Bradley, that's probably even worse. I would rather have David Moyes. If I wanted a clueless English guy, I want David Moyes over Wayne Rooney. Or Frank Lampard, to be honest. Frank Lampard could coach in MLS. I'm sure he could. I agree with that. Santos sucks ass. I ain't watching that game, so I bet they are, though. I did have them finishing bottom of that group. But if we're going to get a clueless English dude as a manager, I would rather it be David Moyes. I would rather it be Frank Lampard. Hell, oh wait, Gerrard went to Saudi. Oh. So there you go. I would not want Wayne Rooney. I would rather have Sam Allardyce if you wanted to go with an English dude. I don't know if he's clueless, but he's definitely ornery. I'd rather have Goose Hitting. I think he retired, though. I'd rather have Roberto Di Matteo than Wayne Rooney. At least he won Chelsea a Champions League. Multa coming on, looks like. One Di Matteo, there's only one Di Matteo. One Di Matteo. I'm the only one? Okay. 68th minute. Sucked as players, but are excellent as coaches. Jose Mourinho sucked as a player, but he's an excellent coach. Maurizio Sarri wasn't even a player besides semi-pro football, so I think he counts. Maurizio Sarri. Pep, he was an okay player, though. Pep was an okay player. I don't know. Gabriel Heinze had a pretty good career. Pirlo had a good career, except for New York. Basically, Sarri, Guardiola. Ten Hag wasn't a great player. Yeah, Pep only played like 6 years, but he was pretty good at Barca. Playing forward, Yedlin, De Clear. But he wasn't a horrible... But Pep's no more for being a manager, but he definitely had his moments. Ronald Koeman? Yeah, Ronald Koeman kind of sucked as a player. Good players and horrible managers. Frank de Boer. Frank Lampard. Steven Gerrard. I'd say Greg Vanney was a better coach than player, but good players, bad coaches. Lampard, Gerrard. We already said Rooney. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Roberto Di Matteo, except he won a Champions League, but still. Oh yeah, Klopp sucked as a player, but he was an excellent coach, or is an excellent coach. I'll take Pirlo, but he's at Sampdoria, so that's that. Yeah, Gary Neville, great player, horrible manager. And his brother. Well, his brother wasn't even a great player. They sucked at both. Griffin Dorsey scores for Houston. Good for him. At least Ollie led them to a top 4 finish. Yeah, Ollie still sucked as a manager. Cross in. Miami playing forward in the 71st minute. Jimmy Lozano, good player, good coach. I would agree with that. Did not mention Xavi. because he's a good player and a good coach. Xavi was a wonderful player and a wonderful coach. Shot, save! Robert Taylor almost with a hat trick, but Ozan gets a paw to it. Vincent Kompany looks like a promising coach. Yeah, that's why I didn't say anything. Because Vincent Kompany is a great player, and he looks like he's going to be a great coach. I'll see how the Prem goes for him. But the way he won the championship, he's earned he might just be a good manager too. I'm not even a City fan, but I'll admit Vincent Kompany is an amazing defender. Vincent Kompany is an amazing defender. Victor Ulloa coming on. Busquets coming off. Sergio Busquets coming off for Victor Ulloa. And Ruiz and McVeigh. Busquets for Ulloa. McVeigh coming on, probably for Kamal, I'm guessing. Kritsov, maybe that's where McVeigh's coming on for. Ruiz on for Kramashki and McVeigh on for Kritsov. So Messi is still on, and Robert Taylor. I agree with that. Should Mbappe join Al Hilal? No. I kind of, I didn't think about this until I watched Irish Guy's video, but he might just, when it says Al Hilal's getting him for a year and Madrid is the only team who has the option to get him from Al Hilal next summer, I feel like Florentino Perez is going to string Mbappe along and then make him pay for not going over when he could. Messi on the corner. So I don't think he should. I mean, Mbappe probably wouldn't play for PSG if he doesn't leave, but going to Al Hilal, that's not smart. At least right now. I think it's a gambit that maybe Madrid does come and save him next summer. He at least gets his time to play. He could play for the Euros. Madrid comes and save him next summer. But there's also that thought process of Mbappe said no to Florentino like 3 times. And maybe this is Florentino like, yeah, I want you, but you spit in my face 3 times. I'm going to make you pay. I say I'm going to get you out, but I'm going to string you along. Because what do you do if somebody disrespects you and then they come back around and say, hey, I was wrong? You string them along. That's just human nature. You don't give somebody who disrespected you what they want. You just don't do it. Because if somebody disrespected you, you don't give them what they want. You just don't. You play along. And then crush their dreams. Just like Florentino Perez might just do with Mbappe. Most people would do that. Madrid can wait it out to win the Mbappe saga as long as Mbappe rejects Saudi. PSG knows they can't lose him for nothing and be forced to sell for whatever price. Yeah, it's Mbappe's choice. Even if Al Hilal was going to pay the money, that's his choice. If he wants to go, he wants to go. But I don't know. Madrid could wait it out, but thoughts on Iniesta signing with Miami? I'm not surprised. He's not there yet. Yeah, that's supposed to happen. The only good thing about Saudi is they have no cap rules. So Miguel Berry, is he going to score? No, Calendar got a save, 76th minute. Calendar making good saves. So I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if Mbappe chose to go to Al Hilal. They put that clause in that only Madrid can save him, and then Florentino Perez makes him pay. He strings him along all year and then makes him pay for not going there when he could have earlier. Or the 2 chances he had. Because, fool me twice. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Free kick for Atlanta. I agree with that. I mean, Io needs some confidence. Maybe he gets it at San Jose. I would have rather sent him to the CPL, but you know what? Okay. Maybe it's good under Jeremy Ebobisse. Maybe Ebobisse teaches him something. And I think there's an option to buy, but you know what? Might just bite the bullet on that too. I don't know. 77th minute. So, again. Yeah, because George Bush screwed up the saying. Yeah, I remember. Because George Bush screwed up the saying. Messi coming off for Robbie Robinson. Messi's not getting a hat trick. Hell. That's sad. 78th minute. But yeah, I've seen it. George Bush being George Bush. Is Almada going to become the Messi successor for Argentina? That's the plan, probably. If not Kromashki. If he could get Kromashki to commit. Maybe they let Kromashki and Almada sort of take that, burden, I guess. 78th minute. So Robbie Robinson for Lionel Messi is the sub. So, again, I wouldn't be surprised if Florentino Perez pulls that. The "you disrespected me, I'm going to break your heart" move. Mantle. It was a good game. I would say they'll leave a mark. My guess. They should. If they don't, you know what? This tournament might be rigged, but I don't care. '79th minute. But again, take that mental from Messi. I think it'll be Kromashki or Almada, or both of them at the same time. I don't think one man could take Messi's mantle, but Almada and Kromashki could do a good job of it together. That's just my guess. In an ideal world. Shot saved by Calendar. Damn, Drake Calendar standing on his head. I mean, he definitely is in top 3 of goalkeeper of the year this year. Well, I would have voted him top 3. Well, knowing what I know now, I would have voted him top 3 last year, but definitely this year. I would say Roman Berkey, Drake Calendar, the short list for me, Roman Berkey, Drake Calendar, and Andre Blake. Derek Etienne Jr. is on here for Atlanta. Sean Johnson is not on that short list. Roman Celentano, too. Yeah, I like that. I do. They're like gaming chairs, racing chairs. I like it. Caleb Wiley for Derek Etienne Jr. But for me personally, I had a Barca Messi jersey when I was a kid. It's so small now. I bet. Sam Surge from Nashville to Forest. They need a striker like Surge. I think it's a good move. Hopefully they can get it in. Mukhtar, Schaffelberg, and Surge would be a crazy amount of firepower for a Gary Smith side that normally only had Mukhtar. So you know what? Yeah. They're building up firepower. I was surprised to say that. 10 minutes to go. Good move, though. So. Prediction on the matches: the two Northern Giants, the Azteca team, and Guadalajara Giant matches. Cincinnati wins 2-1 over Chivas. St. Louis wins on penalties against America. I don't think St. Louis is going to win outright, but that would probably knock them out because, well, they would actually have to hope that Columbus beats America. They would actually have to hope to. I think Miami just might top the group. If they win, they will. Like, it's not just a thing. They're 10 minutes away. Like, St. Louis has to win over America outright. And then hope America beats the ever-loving crap out of Columbus if they want to get out of the group. Pretty much. You know, to help the goal differential. They have to hope that America beats Columbus and beats the hell out of them. And Leo Campana coming on for Robert Taylor. But, you know, so no hat tricks tonight. 2 braces. So St. Louis basically has to somehow win on Thursday. I hope they do. They'll play their best 11, so that they got that going for them. They should have rotated against Columbus, but they did. If St. Louis wins against America, they only have a -1 goal differential. If they win, they'll have a plus goal differential. America has to win by 2 against Columbus. If St. Louis were to win, St. Louis would finish second. America would finish first with 6. Or, well, 3. 3. But who knows? Columbus could still go through. But they need America to win that match. And pretty much smack them. Columbus. If St. Louis were to win. St. Louis doing that might cost them. I agree. It might have just costed them. I agree. I hope it didn't, but it probably did. But it might not either. It's either going to work a charm or it's either going to blow up in their face. They're either going to get their ass kicked or they're going to kick America's ass. Either or. It's not going to be a 1-goal win. Penalty. Penalty for Atlanta. And it's a dog so. Oh, for McVeigh. It's a dog so red card for McVeigh. Oh. So McVeigh is sent off. Imagine it's saved. It's a red. McVeigh is off. He'll be out for the round of 32. And it's a penalty for Atlanta. Can McVeigh or can Callender save McVeigh? Penalty. 84th minute. At least it wasn't Kamal Miller. Kritsov better get better from that knock. No clean sheet. I mean, that's a Stonewall penalty. I'm not going to disagree. That's a Stonewall penalty. That's dog so Stonewall penalty. I don't disagree. 85th minute. Miami down to 10. I also got to say no head-up penal tonight. How about Tigres Monterrey? They could play each other in the knockout rounds. I say Tigres wins. 2-0. No head-up penal! No head-up penal! Nah, it was a penalty, though. Seriously, it was a penalty. It was a penalty. Thiago Almada to take the penalty. Drake Callender versus Thiago Almada. One World Cup champion scored tonight. Can the other? 85th minute. Thiago Almada to get a consolation for Atlanta. And that's saved by Callender. Saved by Callender. He stands on his head. Drake Callender with a big save. Shot saved by Drake Callender. Man, what a save. Oh, my days. Drake Callender with a big save. Oh. Wow. Callender keeps the clean sheet alive. Drake Callender is that man. He is that dude. I don't care. He is that dude. Drake Callender is that dude. He is that dude. Cleared away, 87th minute or 86th minute. But Miami, let's see if they hold that clean sheet. They're down a man. Let's see if they hold that clean sheet. Miami looks like no matter what, they'll win the group. They will top the group no matter what. Atlanta and Cruz Azul will be playing for second place on the weekend. They'll be playing for what I've been telling you about Callender. I believe you. I believe you. I said he was top 3 goalkeeper of the year this year. Like, he's on my short list. Berkey, Callender, and Andre Blake. Celentano's up there too, but it's one of those two. But it's between Callender and Berkey. If I'm being honest, it's between Callender and Berkey for goalkeeper of the year. That's where I would go with it, to be honest. Joseph is on. Joseph crossed and missed by Robbie Robinson. Oof, 88th minute. Oh, that was bad. Callender should have been at the All-Star game, not Tyler Miller. But that's just me. Callender got snubbed from the All-Star game, to be honest. Should have been him, not Tyler Miller. Or, well, no, Jordy Petrovic did deserve it. Jordy Petrovic deserved it, to be honest. But why can't Insigne do what Messi does? Because Insigne really doesn't give a crap. Besides, we don't have the academy Miami does. Toronto doesn't have good academy players. Like, when I say Toronto's full of scrubs besides Insigne and Bernadeschi, we pretty much are. The kicker is Miami actually has a good academy. 88th minute. And Miami made the playoffs last year. They just fell off hard because Phil Neville is a delusional, horrible manager. But so they were starting off at a better starting point than us anyway. The only reason we're above them is because, well, Messi signing a jersey on the bench. That's awesome. Doing a video on the IO loan. I'm covering this. So what else can I say about it besides it needed to happen? The IO loan. Hopefully he builds up some confidence. If they bite the bullet and use the sell-on clause and sell him to San Jose, it is what it is. We either get him back with some confidence or we just sell him anyway. I mean, it can't really hurt. He's in the West. Besides San Jose, I mean. Cleared away into the 90th minute. So, pretty much my thought process. He needed to go. Be a corner for Atlanta in the 90th minute. I really don't have time to do a video about it in between anyway, so. Maybe I'll talk about it during the TFC NYC video. How about that? Maybe I'll touch on it there. How about that? I'll split the difference. I'll touch on it there. How about that? So part of it will be about Io being loaned out. I think that'll be better since we're talking about TFC tomorrow. That'll be a goal kick. We're into the 90th minute, 2 minutes of stoppage time. I think Malulu will be the striker, though, now that Io's gone. Almada fumbled harder than Mbappe on that pen. We talking about the Switzerland pen? The Euros pen? Is that what we're talking about here? Houston 2-1 up on Santos. 1 minute 30 to go. We're not even halfway through stoppage time. We're 1/4 through. Santos' first goal this season, I think. Exactly. Yeah, that was honestly. At least Almada put it on target. Mbappe did not put his on target, so I'll give Almada the edge. 1 minute through stoppage time, one more to go, and it looks like Miami will keep that clean sheet, very likely. 4-0, Miami tops the group. I said that was going to happen. I was like, Cruz Azul should be worried about Atlanta. But Atlanta can still finish second, and Cruz Azul could still finish third if Atlanta is to win at Mercedes-Benz. Well, I mean, probably in the locker room, but still. 30 seconds to go. With the benchers. 20 seconds. Yeah, clean sheet does look a lot better. The closest Atlanta was to scoring a goal was being given a penalty that was Stonewall, and Almada still missed it. And it's now 2 minutes. Will they go full time? And it's full time. Full time. 4-0. Inter Miami CF. 4-0. Miami has gone through. They will be topping this group, South 3. Miami has topped South 3. They're going on to the round of 32 with a Messi brace and Robert Taylor brace. They move on. They should. They should. Did you see it as a YouTube short or on my TikTok? But they should. So I made it a YouTube short too. I'm surprised there was somebody who knows what the show Solitary is besides me. 2-1 halftime. Or 2-1 halftime for Houston Santos. I thought I was the only one. And the only one who wanted it back, to be honest. Hell, I'd do that show, to be honest. But with that being said, Miami wins 4-0. 4-0. Miami moves on to the round of 32. Atlanta and Cruz Azul will be playing on match day 3 to get second place. Wonder if he swapped with Almada. Wonder if he swapped with Almada. With that being said, Miami, he did swap with Almada. There we go. I'm not surprised. With that being said, that's that. If you like this video, like and share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification one, subscribe, send super chats on the live streams, comment on this video, put us in play, share with friends and family, all that great stuff. I'll see you within the hour to review this match. And that's it for tonight. Congratulations to Miami. Atlanta has one more to play. I'm running. I'm out. Peace. See you later.